everyone. Welcome to my English class. Today I will teach you about the sentence. Based on meaning, a sentence may be declarative, interrogative, exclamatory and imperative. Now let's understand what are declarative sentences. Sentences that make statements or assert something are called declarative or assertive sentences. Declarative sentences may be positive or negative statements. Example, we live in Delhi is a positive statement. We do not live in Delhi is a negative statement. The earth revolves around the sun is a positive sentence or a statement. The earth does not revolve around the moon is a negative statement. So here we can find out when not is coming, it is a negative, and when it is favorable, it is positive sentence. Interrogative sentences. Sentences that ask questions are called interrogative sentences. These sentences always end with a question mark. We form interrogative sentences by putting the auxiliary or modal verb before the subject and at the beginning of the sentence. Example, we are leaving now. We can change this into interrogative, are we leaving now? There is an exam tomorrow. Is there an exam tomorrow? When there is no auxiliary verb, we use do, does, did at the beginning of the question, and the noun or pronoun comes immediately after it. Example, I like coffee. We can change it to interrogative, do you like coffee? Karan stayed for dinner. Did Karan stay for dinner? Questions that begin with auxiliary verbs are often called yes or no questions because they can be answered with a yes or no. Since a lot of questions start with the words what, where, when, why, who, whom, whose or how, these words are often called WH words or question words. Interrogative sentences often start with a question word. We can see the sentences, you have put the plants on the terrace. If we change it to, if we use the auxiliary verb here have, and we can change it to yes or no question. Have you put the plants on the terrace? So here we are asking as yes or no. Have you put the plants? And when we are writing with WH, where have you put the plants? Next example, it is 8 o'clock. If you want to ask in yes or no question, is it 8 o'clock? In WH, what time is it? So in each set of sentences in the examples above, we have used a question word to start the second question. We also reverse the position of the verb or the auxiliary verb and the noun or pronoun when forming the question. For example, in the first set, the pronoun you comes before the auxiliary have in the assertive sentence. However, when we form a question, we put the auxiliary have before the pronoun you. In the second set, the verb is comes after the pronoun it in the assertive sentence. But in forming a question, we put the verb is before the pronoun it. For questions that ask about quantity, we use how much for uncountable nouns and how many for countable nouns. I have 5 rupees. How much money do you have? How many rupees do you have? So we use how many or how much for asking the quantity. So there are 2 trucks. How many trucks are there? So in this way we can use how much or how many for quantity. Thus children, practice more sentences based on declarative and interrogative sentences. I'll be back in my next session with other 2 types of sentences. Thank you.